Mic check. 1, 2.
Okay, yeah. Uh-huh. No.
Fuck a hater, get favor. Fuck bitches, get money. Fuck all these fuck boys, fuck the game up and mouth start to running.
Well, the signal kind of starts with you, sort of.
Yeah.
The signals.
I'm a rapper. All I do during the show is talk.
I guess sort of everything. I guess the sort of brain of the music is the computer that I'm using, where all the signals that all of us are making end up for processing and sampling, and there's some sequencing that's being done on the computer as well. So David's voice, for example, it goes into the computer before it goes out to the sound guy, and I'm occasionally grabbing it and adding delays and sampling little bits of it and cutting it up and distorting it.
I mean, like any rap group, large portion of what's happening is playback of the beats that Jonathan and I have already made in the studio, but we supplement them live with some of our own sounds. I have a sort of a pedal board of electronics, and Jonathan has some of those things and also has a bunch of digital tools in the playback software to manipulate and change the sound so that it's live, so that we're doing stuff, so that it's different every night, so that we feel like we're playing music instead of just being DJs for a rapper.
It's always a balance, and the challenge is to get it to sound enough like the song, but also have it be different, without just being lazy, but also without doing something that's totally different that would throw him off or confuse the audience or whatever. So it's kind of a balance. We did, yeah. We did completely rethink our setup about 2 days before we left. I play iPad now in this band, which is brand new for this tour, and I love it. I think it's really cool.
I was sort of unfamiliar for the first couple of shows. It felt kind of limited with fewer things, but I'm finding more and more sounds in it as we're playing, and you don't need a million pedals to make a bunch of sounds. You can do it with like 3 or 4. Turns out.
I need my shit loud.
We still change the set all the time, so I think that's been the most sort of consistently changing thing, is trying to figure out what order of these songs works best. We had played much shorter sets before we came on this tour, so we added a bunch of more songs, and we're still trying to figure out how everything fits best together and what are the sort of most fun transitions. You're never sure whether you should, because every audience is so different. Like, some people are just going to react differently to different things, but sometimes it's clear when we don't like something, we change it.
Fill me up, gas tank on E.
Before this tour in the States, we were playing like 25 minutes usually, and I know from my previous projects and tours in Europe, you can't really do that here. That's kind of insulting. Like, the attitude in the States, I find, is like, oh, thank God that band only played for 25 minutes, whereas...
Yeah, even if you like the band, they better only play for about 20 minutes. Like, I don't want to see anything longer than that. Like, even if you're my favorite band in the world... Get off the stage. Yeah. Because there's like 5 bands on every bill. I mean, in the U.S., there would be at least 3 other bands on every show.
Yeah.
And here we've been playing a lot. Like last night, we were the only band.
I mean, that was a challenge to make something that we thought was about twice as long as it should be, and still interesting and sustainable for David's voice. Because before, I mean, in the States, the way we were doing things is actually just, we were playing a lot of songs, but just playing only little bits of them, playing 1 or 2 verses of a song. We've added back in some third verses, but it's still more interesting to me to play with more songs in less time. Sort of finding a way to do that and maintain interest and keep it going. Physically, it's not very demanding for me or Bill, honestly. We just kind of stand there. I mean, we're doing things, and it certainly has not gotten boring. I'm doing enough that I need to be connected at every moment, and it's still fun to do. And it's just getting to the point where the things that I need to do, I can remember without having to work too hard, so it's actually becoming sort of fun, and I can play a little more.
I've just been trying to have fun of late, just make it into a party wherever we go. Because even though a lot of the music is sort of like aggressive and scary and stuff, it seems like if we're all gonna be like crammed into a little space and like hot and sweaty and everything, we should just have a good time. So it's been, yeah, for me of late, it's I guess sort of more focused, quieter, like scarier songs to be that, but then also letting the party songs really be party songs and seeing how much I can get audiences into it that don't speak the language necessarily or whatever. Just figuring out stuff like that's been really fun for me. And just keep playing with it every night.
From the bombing of the bio with no solid. Doing PCs by the soil, sleeping bag on the street. From the road where they fight over french fries and dope.
There's never no feeling. Nothing has no feeling. You're never blank. There's no originary, like, empty state of not feeling an emotion. We just don't necessarily have words for all the ones, that they don't all fit into some genre of happy, sad, frightened, whatever. Like, I'm interested in, like, having strong feelings that you can't name. There's certain baggage that this is a party song, this is a hyped up song. Like, we're still trying to be a rap show, even if the sounds are a little bit weird. We're not trying to alienate anyone. We're trying to have a party. We're trying to be fun. What rap show isn't about having a fun time?
No one wants to go to a rap show and just
stare at the ground and stare at the floor.
and
You're expected to move. It's dance music. I mean, rap music is primarily, it has this utilitarian function. It's a dance music. So some people can dance. There's always someone dancing.
We
at our
found
shows.
out that people can dance.
Don't act surprised when a real motherfucker act around and take your shit. These streets got eyes on every corner. They watching you when you flash your shoes.
I don't know. It's not up to us to decide how people dance to this. That's something that will happen organically from people hearing the music and interpreting it. We are not equipped to prescribe any sort of physicality or particular comportment for the dance part of this music.
But also being together in a space and hearing live music is such a cultural thing, It has so much to do with however your community generally responds to music, right? And what you're comfortable doing out and whatever. So I think for me on stage, I'm always just trying to push people a little bit further than they're comfortable with going. And seeing what happens, just like a little tiny bit out of the comfort zone, because I'm so much out of my comfort zone that I don't want to do it alone.
Somebody that we didn't know in the IT department at Sub Pop heard our album MIDCITY, that's just free on the internet, and played it for the A&R team, and they started sending us emails, and we developed a relationship, and one thing led to another. I don't know, it didn't take very long. They offered us a deal pretty quickly after talking to us. We're finishing an album for them that will be out sometime early next year. I know what it's called, but it's almost done. We're going to finish that when we get home.
Fuck time, young forever.